It says you're there, but then I hit accept. Oh, I've hit accept a bunch of times
accepted. Here we go. Things are happening.
Here we go. But
ladies
just says,
and gentlemen.
There he is.
Wow.
Yeah. Woo! Man.
I didn't even know you could have 4 people on Instagram Live.
Party Central.
Warms the heart. Really warms the heart. I don't even know where to look. There's a lot going on today.
Okay. Yeah, I've got the 3 of you guys on 2 different screens here. This is podcast inception. Chad Reese, have we started a record of record for YouTube?
Yes, we have, Biko. We are live and going.
Okay, beautiful. For all the creeps out there that are looking at us, we've got Ivan Traczuk. And Instagram, I'm looking down here, but he's right. Oh, I almost just spilled water all over myself. But he's right below me in the YouTube world. This is delightful. I didn't even know, although I had an inclination, that you would be the special guest. In case people don't know who we are, Biko, we've got Josh, we've got Chad, and then we have Ivan, the director of creative content in Bananaland. Is that officially your title these days?
Yeah. I last I checked, I believe that's still what we got.
That sounds good to me. More importantly, one of my fiercest friends from the North. An ally, a fellow Yankee.
That's a fact.
From the Barons of New Jersey and Pennsylvania. And Ivan, I mean, honestly, I'd like to say before we even hear anything from Josh and Chad, the floor is yours. You have all the power, Ivan Traczuk, to make a declaration, make a question, a comment, concern.
Here's the problem. I have several notes for this podcast. I came prepared. They happen to all be on my phone, of which is being utilized for Instagram Live right now. So I'm going to try and start it off the best way I can. And that was to get Josh a little riled up and really bring up what the Garoppolo index is at right now as we're coming down to the end of the season, and question if Jimmy Garoppolo should even be the title character anymore.
Hey, yes, he should be the title character because he's still the most average quarterback in the NFL, and he still has a legitimate shot at being a starting quarterback.
I was going to say, he's not even starting anymore.
No, they're
AOC.
They're starting Aiden O'Connell because the Raiders hate themselves.
Aiden O'Connell beat the Chiefs without completing a pass in the last 3.
They're a dysfunctional franchise, and they don't know what they're doing. So they were just like, oh, let's start Aiden O'Connell. I think he went undrafted, like if that tells you anything about how good Aiden O'Connell is.
Know who else did?
Meanwhile, Jimmy G is this chiseled out of stone, handsome dude.
Biko, to get you into this, actually.
I mean, he's playing West Coast offense as good as anybody has ever played West Coast offense. Not named Joe Montana.
I don't want to talk about the NFL too much. As we can see, lovely Philadelphia in my background, and it's been a tough couple of weeks for me. But Beeks, I want to get your thoughts on being a Giants fan and the fact that Tyrod Taylor is kind of balling, and what took you guys so long? Why did you stay with Tommy DeVito for as long as you did when you had Tyrod Taylor on your bench and really no syringes to puncture his lung in the tri-state area?
Well, yeah, we consider our doctors much better on this coast than the West Coast, where in Los Angeles they're just puncturing lungs left and right before athletic events. It's Tommy Cutlets. He was 3-1. I mean, W's are the most important thing in sports. And
you didn't let him throw a pass for the first 3 outings.
Our fellow Syracuse alum, Tommy DeVito.
Is he an alum? I thought he transferred to Illinois. Or did he transfer from Illinois to Syracuse?
He did transfer out of Syracuse. He did transfer out of Syracuse.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Everyone's talking like, oh, Syracuse is Tommy DeVito, and as a huge Dino Babers guy, it sounded like him and Tommy really butt heads a lot. So more reason for me to not enjoy Tommy Cutlets, along with the fact that he snubbed that Morristown Italian restaurant.
So yeah, well, the Tommy train was going straight to the top, and he wanted 20,000 instead of 10,000. I mean, fair enough. I wish I had an agent who could do that for me. Yeah, I mean, so you're a big Dino guy. Well, you're obviously heartbroken that Dino's gone, and now all of a sudden we're getting 4-star and 5-star recruits transferring from Power 5 colleges.
Yeah, I don't buy that in the slightest. I think there's a reason that he probably didn't start. at Ohio State on a down year, I would say, for quarterbacks at Ohio State. They just lost to the Iowa State in the bowl game.
Missouri.
They
played Missouri.
Yeah.
I think that was the Cotton Bowl.
I think you're right.
Goodyear Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, I really haven't been paying attention to a lot of college football except for the Pop-Tarts Bowl this year, which is the only thing that anyone should have been watching over the Christmas break.
Pop-Tarts Bowl was electric.
Awesome.
Oh, my goodness.
Fantastic.
The memes that came out of that were really what cracked me up more than anything.
Yeah, and I hate to admit it, but I bought a box of strawberry Pop-Tarts the next day.
Wow. How'd they taste?
It
Fantastic.
Did it feel like it was
worked.
heightened a little bit?
It did work. I really should have invested in Pop-Tarts or Kellogg's. I think it's Kellogg's. But I don't know. Without a doubt, the best new bowl. And I really loved all the conversation of saying, like, any food product should host a bowl, because we got, like, Lockheed Martin, who's only really selling to, like, 4 people in the entire country. They all work at the Pentagon. They have a bowl. The Tax Slayer Bad Boy Mowers Bowl. There's a lot of crazy sponsors. My favorites being the Duke's Mayo Bowl. It's got the twang. The
You
famous,
took it right from me.
yeah, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, and now the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
The memes, we haven't gotten to chat in a couple weeks because of the cruise and our holiday break and everything. The memes from the Pop-Tart Bowl, unbelievable. Just absolutely unbelievable. That little cutie holding up his sign and people putting all kinds of gnarly stuff on it. Hilarious. Another meme that was born and was one of my favorites. Like, the world has changed so much since a couple weeks ago when we last talked, was the Tiger Woods big dog.
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Yeah, and then coupled with the Flacco, there he is meme.
The internet
Sports
just
is on
continues
another
to
one
really-
right now.
Yep.
Oh, it amazes me. It makes me so happy. It's a language. Like, it's a full-on, because to understand Flacco, you had to understand Tiger's big dog. And it just, the layers upon layers. And then, you throw beavers in there and you just change the D to the L. And it's like, whoa, big log. And all of a sudden, there's a whole other genre of memes based around it. Yeah, it's been a good time for the internet. I would like to inquire from my 3 friends here who were in the Bahamas what that journey was like, because I've honestly stayed away for the main purpose of this podcast to hear any kind of juicy stories with the world live on Instagram and in the future on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Ivan, since you're our guest today, I would love to just hear your recap, any moments, anything embarrassing you can share about Josh or Chad that everyone should know.
Yeah, thank you for teeing me up like that. Several notes that I also had on the cruise. Josh was wild. A new form of Josh came out. Pirate Law came out.
Pirate Law was
there
out
was
and about, man.
There was a great glow party on the 12th deck, which was, I believe it was like the Lido deck is what they call it in cruises. It's where the pool was and everything. And something beautiful about being one of 177 people on a cruise. Wherever you go, you're going to have the motivation to do something absolutely spectacular. You're going to have people cheering you on. Barty winning the Sexy Legs competition. DR and Mackenzie winning the new couples competition. But Josh at the glow party next to Reggie, dancing the night away, was really something special. And I took advantage of that opportunity to get some content. Had Josh record a breakdown in the midst of this wonderful glow party, because he was riled up over Pirate Law. I guess I'll let Josh take it away, because no one can really describe Pirate Law as best as he can.
Yeah, first of all, in I guess discussion about pirate laws, once you're out on international waters, like, what are you really subject to? So everything comes down to essentially pirate law, and they operate under different principles than us normal folk in, I guess, just countries. So, like, if another matey calls you out on the 7 seas, there is retribution
Even if he
had for that.
Even if he doesn't call you out, because Josh was in his bag of aggression. He was getting it all out.
It was mainly just Yvonne and Kyle. They just kept trying to provoke me in all these different ways.
I will say at the Senor Frogs in Nassau, Bahamas, Zach Frangelo and I
got one down there.
Oh yeah. Zach Frangelo and I did a great job of opening that sucker up and then closing it down. And when Josh and Chad got there, we were already like probably 1.5 yards in. And the finger just kind of went in the mouth and then found its way into Josh's ear hole for a nice little wet willy. He did not like that.
Oh, I was hopping mad, dude. Dude, we were so close to going. Like, I hadn't been that irrationally angry in a really long time. And Yvonne was telling me because I wasn't aware of this at the time, but he gave me that wet willy. And I mean, I feel like we were pretty up close and personal. I was telling him like if he wanted to go, I was completely ready. He said that the people who were sitting at my table were really scared that we were going to just throw some hands right there in Senor Frogs.
Yeah, it's no surprise. We are a loud, rambunctious group. We did our best to fly under the radar, but when you're a crew of 177, people tend to notice, and they were playing some ditties that we like to line dance to, and Cotton Eye Joe came on and we started like kind of going all the way around the bar. The bartenders were really nice to us. We were making friends with the DJ. So the table that Josh was sitting at was one of those long ones, probably like 20.
Yeah.
So a bunch of different families that were all like rambunctious group to the right or to the left of them. And then
it's like
all
the
of
Last
us.
Supper.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, two of the most malnourished gentlemen you could probably ever find in the Bahamas are arguing and possibly coming to blows.
Did you eat anything, by the way, at Senor Frogs?
I had their guacamole, and thank God I did because it like I said, we opened it and we closed it down.
Yeah, I ate nothing at Senor Frogs. My guy Ruma, that was my waiter's name. I would hire Ruma on the spot, do anything like within our organization.
Yeah.
That guy was a real one.
No, it was great.
Talk about good vibes.
We had a wonderful setup. Norwegian Cruise Line was fantastic. For those who are coming with us at sea, couldn't talk about them at a higher esteem. We're all really set up for time. But we had everything paid for us on the boat, all of our food, and then we even had some alcohol package paid for us. So it did feel kind of weird to go off the boat and pay for alcohol. But let me tell you, the people at Senor Frogs, the people of Nassau, it was a fantastic experience. The vibes are really high, and I think we're all pretty happy with every penny, in that behemoth.
Yeah, me and Sach shared a tab at Senor Frogs, and he didn't need anything either. And when Sach and I got the bill, including tip and everything else, it was a $175 bill at Senor Frogs.
Well, give me what are the prices like per drink compared to Savannah?
I'm glad you asked, Biko, because if you're not getting a yard, you're doing it wrong. You get so I think my yard drink was $24, but every refill you get when you buy a yard is half off. Not to mention, like I said, like everyone was wonderful service there. So we got a couple of free shots from the bartenders. Every half hour or so, they put on some type of competition. So Zach Frangelo was actually in a chugging competition against a waiter that made the beer disappear. Like so much of a magic trick. I thought it was Jake the Magician. There was conga lines of shots that you mouth. So yeah, my bill was about the same as Josh's, but a lot higher. It was great. It was a fantastic time. We popped back on the boat. I met a couple of bass, which was really unfortunate because I was fully expecting to go home, take a nap, drink a lot of water. At this wonderful individual that had perfect crew, our colleagues earlier, and he was like, "Oh, let's get to know each other by drink." And 2.5 hours later, talking about New Jersey and his son that's a football player, and I do not have a nap. So it was a tough day for me. But
I did go to bed.
You did, yeah. You had to go to bed. You're gonna go to bed, or you're gonna fist fight Ivan. So if you guys and you're having mixed drinks in these yards, like this is like it's yard burgers, but you're having mixed drinks instead of beer in here.
Yeah, but Chris
Slushy.
Sachi also got a bucket of beer while we were there too, so
That's
that
right.
just added on to our $175 bill.
Because, like, I'm doing the math here for 24 for the glass and then 12 for each subsequent refill, and these are, like, 18 inches. I mean, you guys had, like, 7 of these.
I think I did the math when I was a kid because my first legal drink was actually at the Freeport Senor Frogs when I was 18 years old because you're legally allowed to drink in the Bahamas when you're 18. And I believe a yard of that is about 2.5 drinks because it's very tall, but it gets really skinny. So it kind of messes with your perception of it.
Right. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, that's classic how they get you with the skinny and the tall. All right. This is delightful. And there was not like I don't know what Nassau is like. There wasn't any local joints that you could have bopped around to. You had to go to Senior Frogs.
There were a few local joints, but they paled in comparison to frogs. Frogs.
It's tough to compare to Senior Frogs. Yeah.
Stopped in a local Harley Davidson store, if that counts for anything.
I think
that probably sounds like a nice.
Even Sachi
local-
almost went into
I
a
think the
dairy
local
queen.
joints are still
Nassau
considered tourist traps. There's the whole cruise port, and unless you're going outside of that area, which I don't think I would recommend, unless you have a vast knowledge of the Nassau area.
Sure.
You want to kind of stick to the Senor Frogs and the Harley Davidsons.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. All right, and then you didn't get to go on the private island because of weather?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yep. We're stranded at
Heartbreaking.
sea.
So,
for
and
an entire day.
then the pirate law governs over you on the island and on the boat? Or does
Pirate law-
island law overtake?
No, I would say that Bahamian law applies when you're in Nassau, but once you're on that ship, once you're on water, buddy, it's pirate law.
And the aggression of Josh
Completely pirate
Talevsky
law.
doesn't know any borders.
Dude, I'm pretty sure Bahamian law wouldn't have broken up the fight between me and Ivan.
I think, but most of Bahamian law is just good vibes, brother.
Yeah, like my guy Ruma.
Yeah, I love that the vibes of Ruma is the only thing that stopped you from getting in a fist fight with one of your good friends and coworkers.
Dude,
so,
Ruma
Chad,
was so real. He didn't even break up our fight.
I don't think
You know?
I don't think
Well,
I
yeah.
took it as seriously. I was very much laughing the entire time, and I don't think I would have ever been able to even attempt to physically alter the beautiful Josh Talevsky.
Right, like the E in the dentist system, you were not ready to engage physically.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Since Josh is clearly skirting around that pirate law is at worst a cousin to the implication of being out at sea. Once again from Dennis, I feel like the implication is adjacent, if not a part of pirate law. Am I wrong, Josh?
I don't know if I can speak to that one. I didn't think that.
Okay.
I didn't go
thought.
that far into the weeds when I was researching pirate law.
Okay, fair enough. Chad, you've been awful quiet early. I would love to know what your little hidden gems are of if you possibly saw this near one-sided brouhaha or any other magical moments throughout your journey on this ship.
Yeah, I arrived pretty like in the middle of the Senior Frogs debacle, but and I even sat at a farther spot because I was with a few other people. There wasn't enough seats to fully integrate into there. But I could still hear it plain as day from across the restaurant, so I kind of had a decent understanding of what was going on. And after Senior Frogs, Josh, Sachi, coworkers all hit the beach. That was a great time. There was a bunch of people that were kind of just like wandering around with little playing the SpongeBob theme for us. I think trying to get us to give them some money. That one, I
Times
almost.
Square.
They did
almost
ask if
caught
I
that.
wanted to buy one. I said no, thank you.
Flute.
A
Yeah,
SpongeBob.
they asked-
Oh, man.
Yeah, they asked if I wanted to buy one of those.
I thought they were just looking for tips.
Good on you, keeping that wallet in your pocket, buddy.
No doubt.
I will say, to just kind of like bookend the brouhaha, Josh did get me back later that night with a wet willy on the boat, and pirate law was in effect because we were back in international waters.
So what did Pirate Law have to say about the Wet Willy? I mean, you had 2 Wet Willies, but they were different branches of law in your jurisdictions when they occurred.
I don't find a Wet Willy as controversial as I guess my former counterpart would.
Hey, you
Me
listen
neither.
here.
I kind of like them.
If Ivan had wanted retribution, he could have had it right then and there. Pirate law.
How it is in the 7 Seas.
Just
So is it
life
like
on
an
the
eye
7
for an
seas,
eye?
matey. Yeah.
Is it
Big time. Yeah.
But so he could have willied you back, but then he would have been up 2 willies. It would have been 1-to-1 on Pirate Law willies.
What if I invoked?
He had his, yeah, it was all out the window.
What if I-
Bahamian Wet Lily was out the window.
What if I invoked the right of parlay?
Oh. Oh.
One of you's walking the plank.
Biko, how
this
was
is
your experience staying on land? How has New York been? Obviously, we discussed the Hanukkah excitement on the last podcast, but you still had I'm assuming, a wonderful New Year's and a nice holiday break.
You're a dutiful listener of the Rain Delay podcast to know that we talked about Hanukkah on the last one. Yeah, it was delightful. I mean, it was the life I've known through my 27 plus years of existence, in that I was in the North primarily. I was in the United States of America, which I still have never left. And I was in New Jersey for a lot of it, which is not the majority of my life, but a decent amount of my adult life now. And I did a little work. I did some broadcast notes, kind of goofed around. Also was like, well, you know, the entire company's out at sea, so I also built a civilization or 2 with my good pal Kurt. Conquered the world both religiously and culturally.
All religions.
So those were... those were a couple pretty big moments for me. I had my classic 3 Christmas dinners within like 5 hours on Christmas Day. That was delightful. Had a pretty silly Christmas Eve with Michael, tearing into some presents and looking at some Christmas lights. It was absolutely delightful. And then threw a little New Year's Eve shindig right here in this very apartment in Jersey City, and had a seafood tower, which was pretty incredible. And saw some fireworks right around the Statue of Liberty. That's a world wonder that I also built in Civilization, so it's kind of the 2 of them kind of cross over in real life and in my video game world. And it was pretty much business as usual. Good to get to see family and, spend time in the comfort of the Northeast and, as I've said, the US of A, which I still don't know what life is like outside of.
Great. I really couldn't. The seafood tower really threw me for a loop. Can you? What kind of seafoods were on that tower?
Yeah, so we got a bunch of oysters. We hit up Whole Foods. Turns out that they will open the oysters up for you at Whole Foods because my fiance's mom was worried that myself and my housemate Babak were going to just slice our hands to bits and possibly off of our bodies if we were trying to open up oysters. So they did that for us at Whole Foods, which I feel like is a lot of work, and I really want to tip them, but they've got these gloves on, and it feels like a cross-contamination thing, and they hand you your seafood so quick. You get your shellfish so quick, and then they're gone, and it's like I never have time to ask if that's cool, if they can get a tip or not. So I saved some money there, not being able to tip them. But anyway, oysters. We had 24 oysters. They're like $1.50 a pop, so that was like easy money. A couple of them kind of ended up underwater in the fridge because the ice that they were presented to us on melted. So we baked those right before we kind of cooked all of the food for the party. This is probably about it's like 5 p.m. We told people to show up around 7 p.m. Maybe it's like 5:30. I start preheating the oven so that we can start baking some stuff. And then I open the oven, and there's a probably in diameter like a 8-inch fire in the base of my oven. It's on fire, and it smells horrible. And I'm cooking things on the stove. I'm cooking blinis on the stove, which are like little French pancakes. And I'm like, man, these blinis smell like burning plastic. And then I look in the oven, and there's a fire on the bottom of it, but I can't tell what is on fire. Like, there's nothing really there. And I'm like, did someone have something in the oven? And it turns out, once again, my aforementioned housemate Babak has this plastic, like, Halloween mask that he's been moving around the apartment to try and create jump scares. And sometimes it works, and it ends up in our closet, and it ends up in drawers, and then, you know, I grab it and I put it in their shower and on the other side of the house, and it gets bobbed around and this and that, and I put it in the fridge most recently. I figured he was going to be the next one to open it up. Bang, got him with it. So then he was like, well, I think I'm not going to do the cooking next, so someone will open the oven and get scared by the plastic mask in there. But I don't check the oven before I preheat. Everyone should know that I'm not an oven checker.
You know what's crazy?
I don't do it either.
Nope, me neither.
I mean, so I was wondering if Babak was going to be this type of person, because I don't trust the type of person that uses their oven as like storage, because you usually find a couple of people that'll put a Pyrex or two in there, maybe some baking sheets, and then you preheat the oven, and all of a sudden you got these hot utensils, hot baking sheets and everything, and it never makes sense to me. You have a drawer underneath most ovens for that exact reason.
Oh my gosh. There's a lot of love in the chat for Chad. And Chad, thank you for making sure that people know that they are heard and seen.
Of course.
He
love my
live in a
fans.
whole different world over here, keeping the people happy. Well, we discuss a very important matter that is, it's just dangerous. It's a hazard to be putting things that can't be baked in an oven. And it's a household thing. Like, Babak grew up in a household where they put things in the oven, so they all knew, open the oven before you preheat it. And I guess, like, if I'm gonna pump this, you know, super heater up to 400 degrees, maybe I should take a peek in just because there's something in there. But I always assume that the oven is empty, and it was not. And boy, oh boy, like right before this party, it smelled like burning plastic. We had to carry did some bacon wrapped scallops and
nice.
Also the oysters that were submerged in water. We decided to bake them. We were like, we'll just bake them. So we baked half of them. We brought all those up to the roof where there is another stove, baked them up there, carried them back on down. And then, you know, we aired out the apartment, and I don't think it smelled too bad like plastic. But yeah, it's a classic. That plastic mask has been used in probably close to 50 jump scares, right around 50 jump scares throughout its life. And then it met a molten end and blazed for a while in that oven.
You know what keeps getting me here? When I was going up for Christmas, I stopped at my girlfriend Brooke's parents' house, and she has a cardboard cutout of herself in her old room from her old job. Brooke is a news anchor. Shout out, Brooke. Hi, Brooke. And when she left her old job, they let her keep the cardboard cutout. And it got me thinking about how many game day staff members here would have cardboard cutouts of themselves last year. I don't know what that inside joke was, but by the end of the season, there was like 4 or 5 around the office. And I remember after the draft, I was editing the draft recap video. I got out around like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I get into the hallway, and I just see one of them just perched out there. And I thought I was like gonna have a heart attack. I got so scared.
That happened to me before we left for one of the cities on tour. Went in the control to get more scorecards, walked straight in. It wasn't even like in one of the closets. It was just right there, and I thought it was a legitimate person, and it scared the daylights out of me. It was like 5 a.m.
That was horrible.
It's happening now again. There's a awesome cardboard cutout of George W. Bush in Jared Orton's office wearing a Bananas jersey, and that got me like very much after not being in the office for like 2.5 weeks.
Do you guys have cutouts of yourself?
No.
No.
I have a half one.
Oh.
Because my friends back at home, we do like holiday gifts for each other, and we have some funny ones. Like mine is Christmas, but someone's is Valentine's Day. My buddy Anthony's is Flag Day, which just coincided with close to the beginning of the MLB season on the shortened 2020 COVID year. And the Philadelphia Phillies were offering to have your cardboard cutouts fit out into the stadium so it looked like there was fans. So he got each one of us, I think at $35 a pop, a cardboard cutout, and it was really cool. Like if a foul ball or a home run hit you, you would get tickets to next year's games. And at the end of the season, he was able to collect them all. So I don't own it, but he has all like 6 or 7 of our cardboard cutouts. And whenever the Eagles or the Phillies are in the playoffs or playing a big game, they'll put them out on the couches. So it's like the gang's all watching the game together.
That's awesome.
That's pretty beautiful. That's pretty beautiful. Steve Kellogg says he has one of Lil Wayne somewhere, which
That's
completely
awesome.
makes sense. That's on brand right there. Yeah, I've yearned for a big cardboard cutout of myself, much like Savannah Alanise's family brought to Houston, Texas when we were in Sugar Land last year, and it continues to not be made. But
Well, it wouldn't be too big if it
maybe
was
one day.
Biko.
That's a low blow. And we had the Dalton Malden one for a while as well. But I think Split messed that one up when he brought it out to the game one time. So it doesn't really stand up appropriately anymore.
I'm a very, very jump scareable person, and all the game day staff ones that we have in the office. I also spend a lot of time after hours writing stories or goofing around in there, and they always get, not always. I evolved the tiniest bit, but they almost always got me. I mean, I've dozens upon dozens of times I've shrieked, jumped, got into fight mode, just ready to. I'm surprised I haven't done any damage to them. Luckily, they're usually out of punching range, which isn't very long for me to begin with. But
yeah.
if any of those get set up around a corner, I'll Falcon punch it right through the face. I'll tell you that much. I'm not scared of a cardboard cutout.
I'm terrified.
They literally scare me, but I'm not scared to fight it.
I'm such a jumpy person because it's not just getting scared, which I have trust issues for some of my friends because for the entirety of middle school. But if you ever get tased, which was like what we called it, like when you kind of hit the sides like of your stomach. I'm such a ticklish person too that like if you go and do that, I'll completely collapse. Probably shouldn't have shared that information with you guys.
Wow. I'm really close to Ivan right now. I can just like, he flinched already.
Don't test me.
Yeah, this guy's never gonna give me another wet willy.
I'm in wet willy territory right now.
If he gives me a wet willy, I'm gonna tickle him. I'm gonna tickle him real good.
There's not many things that anger me in life, but that when someone gives you the taser to the sides, especially if you're the wrong person, I will see red. Like that will actually infuriate me.
Wow.
Yeah. Shout out Mike Livermore in art class in 7th grade. He knows what he did. Once again, let's get back to this because I don't think we've fully fleshed out the cruise. I think we've almost finished it, but I'm still lacking Chad's experience. Chad, can you run me through?
There's one major event
Josh,
that happened that I need to share. What's up, Josh?
I'm jumping in. I'm giving Chad the floor, but this guy, Chad was playing on a game show.
Okay.
Chad was on a game show.
I was on a game show, not just a game show, the game show, America's Game. The Wheel of Fortune was happening on the cruise. And I love Wheel of Fortune. I'm honestly not crazy about the actual show, but I think it's a fun concept. Anyway, had nothing better to do. It was the day that we were all just stuck at sea, just doing nothing. And I literally spent that entire day sitting on our balcony and just like listening to the waves and reading. So I was in like a zen state. I was euphoric that day. Only thing that I was going to do was eat and go to the Wheel of Fortune show. So we get there, and I'm talking with Ian Schrift, our coworker. You can like buy in on like the Norwegian Cruise app and like just play along from the seat, and then they also pick the people to be on stage that way. And I showed up at like 7:29. The show starts at like 7:30. I jokingly look at Ian and I'm like, "Hey, I'll pay $20 for this. Like, what's the worst that can happen?" Pay for it. Sit in my seat. The second I sit down, on the screen they like slowly like reveal the letters of the people that are gonna pick, and it's like I see 4 letters and 1 letter. I'm like, that's like my name if you initialize the last one.
It's also all of our names.
Oh,
that is true.
It's very common amount of letters, Chad.
Yeah, you got a point there, Yvonne. But you know what? I felt something in my heart.
Asleep at the wheel.
I I felt that there was that 4-letter combination was going to spell out CHAD, and it did. I rush up on the stage, and it was amazing. But unlike the rest of our coworkers that entered various competitions throughout the crew, I was not so lucky to walk away with the prize, and that is solely due to my own hubris. Josh, why don't you hop in and tell your perspective on this, and I can pick back up.
So fun fact, I wasn't gonna go to Wheel of Fortune, and then about 2 minutes in, I'm getting texts from everybody saying that Chad is up on stage. And I fly down the steps of the boat. I mean, I am running. I'm close to pushing people out of the way to get into the little theater to watch Chad. And I went in there, thankfully with ZB, and the minute I sat down and saw Chad up there, he was literally already he was spinning and guessing his letters, and every time he would get one right, I was yelling. I mean, yelling as loud as I could, "Let's go, Chad!" and just trying to hype my boy up. I needed him to feel a little encouragement, know that he had this under control and that he was going to win.
I couldn't see anything in the stands. The lights were very, very blinding, but I could hear. There was a lot of support out in the stands. Very, very encouraging, and maybe even a little too encouraging, because I didn't get the first puzzle. That one I was really nervous. Again, I was not expecting to be on stage. I'm already not a very great public speaker, but the second one I rocked it. It got back to me. I think it went through the rotation once, and then when it was on me the second time, I was getting the letters, and I guessed it early to secure the win.
Wheel of Fortune is just one of those games. I think we all have that one game show that you can say, I would be amazing on it. Wheel of Fortune, time and time again, I watch that show. I'm just I would suck. I don't see the board. I don't understand a lot of the categories, before and after. It makes sense when it's revealed, but man, it's like Chinese to me. I just can't read it. I can't understand it.
It helped that the lady next to me, the second player, didn't understand Wheel of Fortune at all. She was asking questions the entire time, do I spin the wheel and then I guess a letter? Okay, can I solve it now? She didn't get it. And then the third dude, I think he might have gotten one actual spin, because every other time he landed on bankrupt or lose a turn.
Oh.
Dude just didn't get to play the game. So I had everything set up for me. And when it came to the third puzzle, I missed my first opportunity. I think I maybe got one letter. Comes back to me, and I'm firing them off. I am going big. And just before that, I got to my second turn, the dude who was always getting bankrupt landed on the win a free cruise for 2, and then didn't guess the letter right. So he didn't get it. And that was in my head, was that, oh, dude, I could win a cruise if I keep getting these right. I knew the puzzle. I knew exactly what it was. So I was like, yeah, spin again. And it was too much. Landed on bankrupt. Lady next to me got it. And then the next puzzle happened, and I was just too slow. Didn't know what it was. And I walked away second place. But it was still an amazing, amazing experience. I was the crowd favorite. Not trying to brag, but I played it up. I think that everybody
Well, and I think that's
remembered the name.
That was the beauty of going. I've been on a couple of cruises before, and usually not with a group of 176 other people. And
Surprise, that's not usually how it is for you.
Yeah. As someone that did not participate in anything, because I very much enjoyed just being the person in the audience, it was
a voyeur, right?
Wherever you went, you had a cheering section that was going to go all out for you. And I don't discredit Chad's prowess on the stage. I'm sure he would have been the crowd favorite no matter what, but definitely a lot of confidence, whether it was karaoke, bingo, or Wheel of Fortune, or a sexy leg competition, that you knew you were going to have some support in that crowd.
I will say outside of our group, there was also a few just random people that were like coming up to me every now and then and being like, "Hey man, you should have got that," and I did that, talk with them. But this one time, it was like the next day. I was just walking down one of the hallways, and at this point we had already like taken off. We're on the ocean. It was really windy outside, and I'm walking by a door to go out to the port outside, and it like swings open, and this little girl like tumbles through as if like she just got like blown out by the wind, and she's like right in front of me. So I just kind of stop, and I'm like, "Haha, watch out!" And she stares at me directly in the eyes and is like, "Watch where you're going, Chad." And I was like, "What?" It absolutely blew me. I was shocked after that.
That would rattle me.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah,
I don't.
That
I'm
you know what?
always,
That girl was clearly on pirate law.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a scallywag.
She was looking for some retribution for Chad.
Yeah.
For sure. Chad losing Wheel of Fortune and playing it too safe.
Did she know your name from Wheel of Fortune?
I can only assume.
Yeah. Fascinating.
I wasn't wearing
It's
a name.
really fascinating. So being out on the ocean, terrifying? Scary with all that water around you?
The first night.
So cool.
The first night was rocky. It was I like I said, I've been on a couple of cruises before, and when you go out of a port specifically in the Northeast, when you're coming back up the North Atlantic, you get pretty choppy. Times where you can hear the plates kind of like falling down in the kitchen and everything. And as someone that does not get a lot of motion sickness, like I had to take it easy the first. We were rocking, we were rolling, but.
Yeah, you were.
Dude, the amount of stars that you see, we were fortunate enough to all have balconies. So I know Zach Franchel and I, who was my roommate, we left our balcony window open all day. So we got that like nice frost breeze and a built-in white noise machine. Every once in a while, you'll see another ship in the distance, and you can tell if it's a cruise ship, if they have a bunch of lights, or if it's just kind of like a tank. It was a lot of fun. It was really, really cool.
What if it was an enemy ship, though? What if it was
And the cannons, dude.
military?
And the cannons.
What if it was legitimate
scary.
pirates looking to
What if there's
hijack the
pirates?
ship?
I don't think they'd have their
What if
lights
it's a
on.
pirate cruise? Right.
Yeah.
Spooky. I had I think it was a nightmare and not a daydream living nightmare of being on this cruise or any cruise and then another cruise ship coming and being like, "Oh, we could see it," and we're in the middle of the ocean, we can't see anything, and then it's like, "Uh-oh, they're coming at us," and it's like, "Whoa, like we got a lot of ocean, how come you're not?" And it's like, "Uh-oh, big collision, middle of the ocean, everyone's cooked."
Wow.
What
That
would you do in
was
that
I had that
situation?
while I was thinking about you guys out at sea.
That did not happen to us.
No, clearly.
Yeah.
But I think about it. I think about it.
No,
So it's
we're-
pretty safe
we
out there, huh?
Definitely missed you. Looking forward to Banana Land at Sea when you will be gracing us with your presence, and finally can kick off the fact that you are out of the country for the.
Yes, I'm fired up. I got a passport, actually.
Good.
One of the reasons why I didn't end up on this cruise is I didn't have a passport, but also I wasn't prepared to sign up for 5 days away from my fiance when I continue to leave for more and more every year. But I'm ready to travel the world now. I've finally got one of these things. It only took 27 years, and I'm ready to see what's out there outside of North America. Well, outside of the United States of America. I haven't been to Canada or Mexico. But anyhow, fired up. And so I think I'm going to be fine out there. I mean, I ride the waves. Like I'm yes, deathly afraid of the deep ocean, but on a big boat like that, I'll be okay.
You've got a stronger stomach than all of us, which I think is going to really work in your favor,
Fact.
especially when you're trying cruise food for the first time. The water's always a little like iffy on cruise ships. You're going to be fine.
Ooh.
Dude, Biko, I think you would have loved it. I mean, these
It was
people
a
I
are
know I
time.
would.
these people are dancing all over the place, and there is tons of food. There's just a buffet, so you can eat really whenever you want. I mean, they got a nice wine bar. I'm just drinking a lot of Pinot Grigio on the ship, and that was just a real treat. I feel like you would probably like the wine bar as well. I mean, you just get to
Ooh,
run
I
around
would.
and explore and whatnot. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm all in on that. I did love getting a selfie of you with our good pal in the chat currently, Reese Hampton, and his partner in crime, Jake Skull. It's just when you've got Banana Land all together like that, good things are gonna happen. It just warms the heart.
It was awesome. Can't thank Emily, Jesse, Jared, everyone that made this possible enough. It was a blast and a really great way to kind of start off our holiday break, which is going to then, galvanize us for a wonderful 2024.
Whoa, turn me up. Okay, I've heard that I should not be watching Speed 2 Cruise Control. It seems like it's some kind of cruise horror movie there. That's a good note, James. Okay, Ivan, we can't keep you all night here. This has been an absolute blast, but I would love to get to any other points, bullets, commandments that you may have.
You tell me if I'm wrong, but I would love to do one thing before we sign off, and that is propose a draft, which we didn't get to a lot of the notes, a lot of cruise talk, which I think garnered for some great conversation. But in the spirit of this being a podcast and hashtag no free ads, I propose that the four of us draft the best commercials of all time.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. Okay, I like that a lot.
All right, I've got a
That's
little
creative.
notebook to write them down in.
Beautiful.
Shout out,
Man.
the Newhouse School of.
Is that what we got when we spoke up there?
Yeah, you betcha.
Classic.
All right, it's got some notes from our vision casting a couple weeks ago, and now let's throw a draft in here. Ivan, as our guest here, you can decide the order.
Why don't we go in alphabetical? So it'll be Biko, Chad, Ivan, Josh, with a little snake action.
Snake action.
Wow, so that means on a moment's notice, I have to declare the greatest commercial of all time.
That's right.
Easy enough. I'm going to go with Bud Light Frogs.
I knew it. Bud.
Oh, that's good.
That was going to be my pick.
Yeah, well, that's
work, Biko.
That's really funny. I don't
Thank
want
you.
to tip picks here, but that's interesting.
Can
It's a
we
good
do
one.
like campaigns, or is it specifically like this specific commercial?
I'm wondering what Chad's thinking here.
Hopefully
to be
you're
honest,
not.
Josh, not much.
Hopefully you're not thinking about this one, but if you're talking about like the Geico squirrels, I would take that as one commercial, even though they are involved in several.
Okay.
Agree.
Okay. Then, not the squirrels, but I'm gonna take the Geico cavemen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, those are good.
one.
Those are good ones. Biko, I'm gonna continue with the Budweiser, and how can you get any better than Wazza?
I have it.
Yeah, it's terrific. It's terrific. Okay, 2 for you, Josh.
Yeah, I'm gonna start. I'm feeling really good about this one. I'm gonna take that Cindy Crawford Pepsi commercial. Where she's like at the machine just wearing the like tank top, like, and those like 2 little kids are just sitting there staring the whole time, drooling over her. Like, that is an all-time commercial.
That's a great one.
I mean, that made Cindy Crawford's career right there, ask me. Just being hey, it's the taste of a new generation. Not my generation, but it was the taste of some generation. A generation that didn't get a free jet.
That's a fact. No tipping picks.
Yeah,
Fact.
Pepsi should have given that guy a jet.
Which is
tell you
wrong.
what.
Yep.
Should have gotten a jet.
Yeah.
He should have gotten a jet.
Could have gotten a jet.
Deserved it.
Anyways, I'll stay off of that tangent. And
There's so many good commercials in that Pepsi new generation, though.
Yeah, had some real odd ones.
You gonna pick the Jenner one too?
I'm going to go just off the dome for the second round pick, and I think I'm going to take the Geico Pinocchio motivational speaker
It's a good one.
commercial. That one always made me crack up
Yeah.
as a youngster, so I like that one a lot.
That's a good one. Okay, I'm gonna go get off of the alcohol game and go Little Caesars when they're saying like no delivery fee or like no waiting. There's no rules, and he takes his shirt off, and they're like, "Put your shirt back on. There's one rule." Love that commercial. I quote it constantly with my friends back home. Shout out Jack Hanshaw. Fantastic commercial.
Modern classic.
All right,
all
that's
right.
really good. What do you got, Chad?
I'm gonna take the Skittles berries and cream, berries and cream.
I hate that commercial. I hate that commercial so much.
You talking about the one where they're like the Skittles are popping off the person's face and they're eating them? Or is this
That's
am I
another
the wrong
Skittles.
No, that's
one.
a different Skittles commercial. This one just has like a weird Swedish guy.
Oh man, this is what I get for growing up without cable television. All right,
Yeah.
that's my first whiff. But you know what? You got 2 out of 3 there, Chad, and I should never be a barometer for commercials. I am going to go with I'd honestly be a little surprised. I don't know if I should take it this early, but I just kind of want it. I really want the Dorito mouse commercial from like a Super Bowl 15 years ago. You guys ever remember that? The guy
I remember
sliced
that
up
one.
He sliced up a little Dorito and put it in a mouse trap and then waited for it, and then like a person in a mouse costume crashed through the wall.
Yeah.
And it.
Yeah, that's
I
a
watched
good
that a
one.
lot.
That's pretty
up.
good.
Yeah, I liked it. I could still remember it. Okay, so I'm gonna take Doritos mouse, and then was that our? No. Okay,
That ended the
and
second
then I've got
round.
another one.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Kylie Jenner Pepsi commercial that solved racism.
I knew that was gonna go off the.
Yeah.
I knew it. See, that's why I thought when Chad was talking about campaigns and things of that
Oh,
nature
yeah.
that was what he was referring
That's awful.
to.
That's awful.
How many rounds we doing here? 3, 4?
It ended
I
racism. How
assume.
could you have a better commercial?
Four or
Four
five
rounds.
if we can go 5, but
Okay.
I'm happy with 4.
4.
Yeah.
I think 4. I think we
Yeah.
want 4.
Okay. I'm gonna take a weird one that I doubt anybody has seen, but there was this this commercial for the movie The Exorcist that only aired once because it started by literally just flashing a bunch of like black and white images of the demon from Exorcist, and that one, the Exorcist commercial that gave
Okay.
people seizures.
Okay.
Really good, Chad.
That is very good. Oh man, I'm gonna take this even though I can't remember the third. It's a Mountain Dew commercial, and it's like Baby Monkey Pig or something.
Oh.
What is that?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking. That was a Super Bowl one too. Yeah. Like 5 years ago or so.
It's
Yeah.
so good. I can't remember what the third thing. It's
Puppy Monkey Baby.
Puppy Monkey Baby.
It was
Puppy Monkey Baby. Puppy Monkey Baby.
I just had to keep thinking about I had to think about the syllables there.
Yeah.
Once you can figure out the way that those syllables went, it comes to your brain
Yeah.
once again.
I love that one.
Because I just remembered talking to all my friends about it. Just going on and on.
Yeah, that was a classic Super Bowl commercial where you're like the next Monday at school, you were just like, oh man, that one really stuck out.
It's good. Puppy Monkey Baby strong.
Yep.
Oh man, I'm gonna
Big
be
time, John.
real.
Alright.
I'm blanking on a lot of commercials and feeling really bad about it. As somebody who watched a lot of television growing
Think
up.
from your childhood.
Yeah.
Think about the channel specifically, maybe.
Yeah, I know. But I think with the next pick, I might go Jake from State Farm, the original Jake from State Farm
yeah.
commercial.
Oh,
Okay.
khakis, yeah.
Great
Khakis.
one.
Yeah, and then I'm hoping this is fair game. If it's not, I'll take another pick here. But I feel like infomercials are not untouchable. Correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to throw an infomercial out there myself,
I think,
But I
yeah,
don't-
I think we gotta allow it.
so I'll allow it.
Yeah.
I know. Can I guess it?
Yeah.
You going slap chop?
No, actually,
Oh,
I'm going My Pillow. I'm gonna go with my my Halloween costume. I'm gonna take the My Pillow ad.
that's 1,000% a commercial. You can just take that.
I think that's the commercial, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just a commercial.
oh, how about that? Well, I'm gonna do the My Pillow ad.
Great.
All of them. You've gotten all of My Pillow's advertising,
Wow.
including for things you could only imagine. Okay, good.
Uh-oh.
Yvonne, your last pick.
There's so many ways I can go here.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I think just for the nostalgic sake, because I just saw this on a TikTok the other day, I'm gonna go Nickelodeon magazine, please. That one, that's like a blast from the past, and the entire premise is just kids like wrangling on their parents, asking for the Nickelodeon magazine. They're being so annoying, but they end with the please, so it's all good. It's probably not a great pick. It's definitely a personal pick. There's going to be a lot of honorable mentions, but yeah, I'm kind of blanking like you, Josh, on a lot of good ones. And I don't want one that is controversial like the Pepsi Kylie Kendall Jenner. Yeah, without a doubt.
Controversial. I mean, it saved our world for the better, but okay. Chad?
All right. Biko and Yvonne might not know this one, but Josh, I'm hoping that this awakens something.
Oh, I
Hey.
hope so.
Martian matter, alien maker. You can make your whole world of alien invaders. Remember that? Remember Martian matter? Martian maker?
I feel like I remember. It was a toy, right?
Yeah, it was like a toy where you like poured goop into like these little molds
Yes.
and then put them in like an oven. Had little goopy.
What is it?
It's Martian matter, alien maker. Had this really catchy jingle where it was Martian matter, alien maker. You can make your whole world of alien invaders. Nobody?
Oh, I'm
come
sorry.
That's like
These feel really
ingrained
niche.
into my head from watching
These last two
Nickelodeon.
I
feel
mean,
incredibly niche.
They are. I mean, it's the fourth
Oh
round.
yeah.
Once again, I grew up without cable, so I miss some things in life.
Listen,
Um,
Anybody in the chat
I
knows
should
Martian
not be your
matter,
judge.
alien
We
maker?
could go down a whole
Commercials.
rabbit hole of good jingles.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I've
that just
already
made me think
thought of a great honorable mention
Yep,
that
me
has
too.
to do with the jingle.
Yeah.
Go send us home.
There's one goated jingle in commercials, and I hope we can all agree on it. I'm not gonna go jingle. I've got some honorable mentions that I've thrown in here, and I really like them all. I think I'm going to go with just the classic "Respect the Pouch." Respect it.
Oh wow.
Oh.
That's good.
That is a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ah.
Gotta respect the pouch.
Honorable mention, and I hope I'm not too old for this, but I didn't eat Gushers for the first 10 years of my life because when I was growing up, the Gushers commercial turned your head into the fruit that you ate.
Correct.
And I thought if I ate a watermelon Gusher, my head was going to turn into a watermelon. Same reason why I didn't eat Airheads when I was a kid. I thought it was going to turn into a balloon and just blow.
Pop.
That's
Yep.
scary.
So that was bad advertising. It turns out for
Yeah.
people who had a very strong imagination, like our young Yvonne.
Yep. Honorable mentions: the Apple Jacks with apple and cinnamon.
Oh,
Peanut butters.
yeah.
Those
Yeah.
were cool.
Really
They've
good.
retconned
That's
cinnamon.
a great one.
Yep.
He's gone.
What do you mean?
And he's look at a box of Apple Jacks. They've completely removed apple and cinnamon.
Oh, no.
Well, last time I buy Apple Jacks.
That's what I'm saying. I'm a Fruit Loops guy all the way.
What's your go-to jingle, Biko?
Oh my gosh, I would like to hear the go to jingle from somebody else before I confirm it.
1877 cars
Cars
for
for
kids.
Kids.
Oh, you know that's a very good one. I was not
Yeah.
thinking of Cars for Kids. I was thinking
What about Get
of
Connected?
877 Cash. No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
J.G. Wentworth.
Yeah.
The-
Yeah, JG
Classic.
Wentworth.
So this is where I wonder if regionality gets in because 800-588-2300 Empire Today.
Today.
That one was a big.
I was thinking about that. I
yeah.
didn't know if I was going to bring that up because I didn't know if anyone would get it.
That one feels like a
Our live
local
video ended.
commercial.
By
Yeah,
the
I
way,
saw
just,
that.
Just so everybody knows. That's
Yeah.
that's everything that the live community gets, and if they want any more, they have to wait until
Listen
Jack
to the
posts
rest.
this on YouTube.
Dude,
That's
when
right.
you
What
said
a
go to
hook.
jingles, I thought you were going to
Oh
bring
my
up
gosh, I just threw
Get
away my notebook
Connected
that I had
for
written
free
a couple
with
honorable
education.
mentions.
Ooh, that
Connection.
one's good too. Talk about a campaign because she had a couple.
Yeah.
Education Connection.
Oh, my goodness.
remember
that one?
Yeah.
Should have thought of that one.
Mayhem.
Oh, Mayhem.
Mayhem.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
yep,
Allstate.
yep.
Yep.
He's still doing stuff.
That's a good
great.
one.
Mine was my honorable mention was going to be in the same vein as Yvonne's. I was going to go with the old Reese's Puffs ads.
Yeah.
Reese's Puffs.
Yeah.
Peanut butter chocolate flavor. Like those were. That made me want to eat lots of Reese's Puffs.
Yep.
There was
I was jealous.
A cereal that I never got was Crave. And I feel like Crave, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Frosted Mini Wheats, they all had those like little animated characters. Those always made me happy.
Crave
That
those
all
crazy
were
squares.
Cannibals.
Yes.
They all just wanted to eat each other.
Messed
Pretty
up.
dark.
There's one that is not good, but it's very niche, and for some reason just like lives rent free in my head. And Biko, I hope you'll appreciate this because it's Honey Bunches of Oats, and it's
my favorite.
the two factory workers that they're wearing the
Hard
hair
hats.
things. It's like Honey Bunches of
Yeah, they
Oats
are.
with peaches and bananas.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I got to be honest, when I like think through this, State Farm is powerful. I mean, I just mentioned Mayhem. He's
That's
good.
Allstate.
They've always got
That's
That is
Allstate.
Allstate.
That's Allstate. Oh, you're right, Allstate. See, I always get State Farm and Allstate mixed up. One of them always has like Patrick Mahomes and Chris Paul, and they've got some pretty fun ones. And then two that have made it into my lexicon and have become key parts of my vocabulary and my personality really is you've got to be quicker than that guy. You got to be quicker than that with
That's
the little
good too.
dollar on the
Yep.
on the old fishing rod. And then can I get a hot tub?
Oh, that
And
one's
then
great too.
bang, the hot tub slams into the room.
Yeah.
For some reason, I've always loved screaming, "Can I get a hot tub?"
Forgot about those ones. Those are
Yeah. Honestly, like insurance commercials are really good. Doritos always has good ones. There's a bunch of Doritos ones that I can't think of anymore.
Oh, there's so many good Doritos.
I remember the time machine one, where the kid
Oh, yep.
creates the fake time machine, and you have to insert the Doritos, and then the guy thinks that he's been transported
Yep.
to the future. The old man is out there wondering why he's in his yard.
That's
and
a
he's
great
like,
one.
Jimmy, you're so old.
Yep. There's a heart wrenching Budweiser one with the Clydesdales and the Dalmatians. I didn't know if we wanted to get like sentimental, but that one always made me feel
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. How about that Crypto.com one during the Super Bowl with the Rams and the Bengals, where it was just the CAPTCHA. The entire screen was just the CAPTCHA for like 30 seconds. Genius.
Oh, that
Smart. A lot of people
That
looked at
also
that.
reminds me of. Did you ever see what's it called? Like head-on, apply directly
Oh,
to the
yes.
forehead. Head-on, apply
Yeah,
directly to
I
the forehead.
loved that. That was a classic Saturday morning cartoons one.
I don't get it. I don't know what that
Oh,
mention is.
talking about best jingles. Chia.
Chia. I thought about doing a Chia commercial,
Yeah,
but I instead
Really
opted
good.
for My Pillow.
yeah.
that's good.
Really good. Going back to like the Nickelodeon days, and this is the infomercial if I was going to grab any. I was either going to, well, actually, there's two. I either wanted to grab Moon Shoes, which I just thought looked incredible.
I
and
had
they
those. I got them
advertised
for
the
Christmas
heck out
one
of
year.
that.
Yeah, they were cool.
Yeah, the Moon Shoes look great. And then Floam. It
Oh
was like this
my
thing.
gosh.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I
Yes.
referenced Floam yesterday, and Kate didn't know what I was talking about, and I was like, "Huh?"
None of those ever worked. Like the magic sand, or this is a real old one. It was the blackboard that, like, depending on how you used the utensil that it came with, you could draw in rainbow colors.
I
that
had those.
never worked.
I had those.
Yeah.
I
Taco
had some
Bell
success
dog.
with them.
Taco Bell dog.
Oh, yo quiero Taco Bell.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the infomercial I remember that was completely completely a scam was that like glass ball that those portions.
Oh
were
yeah,
playing
that's a
with.
good one.
And my friend
Fushi.
bought one.
Yeah.
was like, oh, let's use it, and did it like 3 times, and then it dropped and
Yeah.
cracked.
Yeah, that's good.
It was like proof that this is the worst product imaginable.
Any commercial that starts with "Has this ever happened to you?" and it's in black and white and like they're just fumbling and it's like there's got to be a better way.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I imagine aliens that didn't work too hard on a commercial would start their commercial.
AI, write me a commercial.
Yep. That's good.
I can't believe I didn't. I honestly, this could have made. I don't know what I would have. I don't know if it could have made my top 4, but I can't believe I didn't take Frank Thomas Nugenics commercials.
Oh, hey, don't forget our good friend Doug Flutie. I mean, come on. These guys are repping the brand.
What
Your
about
lady will like it too.
She'll like it too.
did you guys ever this is blast from the past again. There was a Muzzy commercial with a bunch of weird monsters. That was like a language learning one. And then also Alex Trebek hooked on phonics.
Oh.
It's good. Larry David crypto one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
I liked the Clint Eastwood Chrysler ones because SNL made a lot of jokes about that one.
That they like SNL had 3 digital shorts based off that the next episode. That was like the peak of my SNL
Yeah, and
watching.
he was like, I've had it up to here, and that's like where his pants were.
The Matthew McConaughey Lincoln commercials were also like crazy, man. Like, what is he talking about?
Yeah. Oh man, those are good.
Should we do a never before done draft trade? We've had so many honorable mentions. Should we swap out one of our picks with one of these honorable mentions here to buff our list back out a little bit?
I don't think you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, it's the sanctity of. The sanctity of the draft in my mind is that it happens in real time, you know,
All right.
and there are regrets associated with
I
it.
do regret the Geico.
I'm gonna be texting you guys later because there was a show like it was good timing. It was right around the new year. Would be like the top 100 commercials. It was on like Spike TV or something, and it would always have some like red band ones from Germany or something too that were a little more risque or maybe had some more language. And man, commercials in different countries go kind of crazy too.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, they do stuff that would get you kicked off the airwaves in the US of A.
Mm-hmm.
Not you when you're hungry. All the Snickers commercials.
That's a great campaign.
Oh, the Betty White one playing football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are great. I personally wish I could have taken the new Genix
That's such a good
in
one.
retrospect. Which, by the way, I was out at a bar maybe a month ago, and the new Genix commercial came on the TV, and I decided just with the company I was with, I'm gonna text that new Genix and see what's up with it.
Oh,
Like get the complimentary bottle.
did you get it?
It sent me the link to, you fill out all the stuff and you can get your complimentary bottle. But I went down an absolute rabbit hole on this new Genix website, and it is an absolute hoax.
Yeah.
Like
That's not
there is
surprising
just
at all.
no way that this stuff is the real deal at all. And the
You
guy,
don't believe Frank Thomas and Doug Flutie?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really believing him. And the thing is, the guy who
Friend of the program.
invented Nugenix or whatever you call it, like the guy whose face is plastered all over the website, like, hey, I'm the old art guy who did
I
this.
thought Frank Thomas invented New Genix.
Yeah, no, I did too.
No, it's some old smart dude or smart looking dude. He never smiles in a picture. And he's like, I hate supplements. Like the big thing that he talks about. And he's like written things on why he hates supplements. Look all over the new Genix website. Guess what they call it?
Supplements.
A supplement.
Before I know we're pressed for time, and I don't want to keep it there too long, but there is one thing that I do want to bring. I haven't heard about it, and I purposely did not ask Josh about it until now. And lots of companies. How was your yearly DM to LeBron James about Sprite Cranberry?
Holy. Dude, I forgot.
Oh no!
Oh no, dude! I'm sending one tonight. I am sending one tonight. It's probably too late because it's not Christmas.
It's not the holiday season anymore. What does he care?
Oh my gosh, dude! I had literally done this like 3 or 4 years in a row. Oh my gosh, the cruise completely threw me off.
This is
Now you're going to be out. Like you're not in LeBron's crew anymore.
Dude, I've
You're
never
not in the
been.
inner circle.
No, I've never been trying to
He's
get in
replaced
his
by
crew.
Bronny Jr.
I'm going for vengeance.
Good
Because
luck getting
LeBron's
invited
a
to the next
fraud.
Taco Tuesday.
LaFraud James.
Hey, but in-season tournament champion, hang the banner. Oh, well, I'm really sorry that I had to
God.
possibly end.
And I can,
To get us back up, Farmers Insurance, good commercials.
Yep. Again, another
I like
insurance.
Farmers Insurance.
Don't be
Old
lonely,
Spice.
farmersonly.com.
Oh my gosh.
Old
Old
Spice.
Spice. Old Spice.
Terry
with the,
Crews
with the
Old Spice
mothers at the
commercials?
bowling alley.
Yeah.
Old Spice.
I'm a big fan of
Take
Terry
a look
Crews
what
as
you've
well.
done.
That's another one that's in your lexicon. Old Spice.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Sprite, the one where Drake just turns into a robot and they creep up.
Oh, I have a shirt that's referencing that. I have a shirt
funny.
with Drake's head like opening up and like there's like a little anime girl inside controlling him.
Nice.
Okay, before we close this down, just a quick recap of our draft here. Biko picking first, Bud Light Frogs, the Doritos Mouse Attack, Kylie Jenner Pepsi ending racism, and Respect the Pouch from of course what's that? It's not
Capri
Kool-Aid.
Sun.
Pre-Sun
Capri
fame.
Sun, thanks. How about the Kool-Aid Man jumping through walls? That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Chad had the Geico Cavemen, the Skittles. Can you explain your Skittles one again?
Berries and cream, berries and cream.
It's a classic, Biko.
Berries and cream.
That's good. The Exorcism with the lights that gave people seizures, and Marching Alien Man.
That's good enough for me.
There's
Okay,
plenty.
terrific.
Oh, there's so many Skittles. I'm going down a Skittles rabbit hole now.
Yeah, there's a lot of Skittles ones too.
Yvonne had What's Up? The Little Caesars no shirt one, the Puppy Monkey Baby, and also
such a
the
good
Nickelodeon magazine, please. And then last but not least, Josh had the Cindy Crawford Pepsi, Geico motivational speaker, the original Jake from State Farm commercial, and anything that My Pillow's ever done. Any My Pillow ad of all time. They're all included. I'll give them to you, Josh.
I mean, as long as Mike Lindell's in there. I guess.
One more honorable mention.
Your
Have
guy.
you guys ever seen the original Squatty Potty commercial? It's on crack. It's amazing.
Guys, I mean, yeah, Squatty Potty's good. Life Alert, man.
I can't get up.
I can't get up.
That one really slipped through the cracks.
Oh man.
All right, and now truly really quick, I was waiting for everybody because the podcast started 20 minutes late, and I'm pretty proud of myself for not making a big deal out of it. I did write a little song to close us down.
Let's go. Yes.
If you guys are okay. All right. Yeah, we'll do a quick wrap up once I sing my little ditty in case you guys have any thoughts about it. Here it is. It's called Cruise. Sometimes your whole company goes on a cruise, but you can't. Sometimes they're all having fun in the sun, while you shan't. Sometimes they all go to the Bahamas and your parents won't even buy a llama. That's for the farm. I don't think my mom has space for a llama in her home, and I have no ill will against her for the lack of the llama in her house. That's a farm request.
Are these-
Sometimes they're out of the
think you wrote that
country like Osama while I'm at home in pajamas. And that makes me mad. I'm not afraid to say it. Don't think I'd be angry. Don't think I'd be mad. Well, I'm furious, and that's real bad. I'm a problem, and you can't solve me. I'm like Gollum, but I will evolve. Jeez. When the company goes on a cruise without me, it makes me want to flip. Can't believe my dear pals didn't skip. What's even so good about being on a ship? It works me so up, it makes me think I'm gonna quit. But then sometimes I remember I was invited and could not go. And sometimes I just hope everyone was happy. But then no! The anger returns. I think I'm gonna burn right up. It makes me want to throw my cup. But sometimes my cooler emotions soothe me. That's my song.
Wow.
Amazing
The
job.
It's like a Limp
the tempo
Bizkit song.
The tempo change. Really, that first tempo change, I did not know what the rhythm was, and I felt like I was on
me neither.
a roller coaster. Another honorable mention because you said shipped my pants to Kmart. Great commercial.
My drawer.
That's a good one.
I just shipped my bed. Biko, that was
Wickham.
that was beautiful. I don't want to take
Thank
any lovely.
No. It was inspired by Chad's song.
Yeah,
Chad-
I think we could start a band.
Chad made me
after
realize I
this.
could break the mold.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was like a Limp Bizkit song if I've ever heard one.
It was inspired by Chad and Limp Bizkit, actually. You're right.
And Fred Durst are pretty similar.
When the tempo and the whole vibe switched, it did make me think of old Limp.
Made me think of Miss Murder AFI.
Correct. Ivan Traczuk, thank you so much. And Chad and Josh, thank you so much for bringing our mystery guest today. I figured it was one of two people, and I'm absolutely thrilled it was this one and not the other.
Yeah, we know which one.
Yeah, that other one stinks.
I don't like that other.
Every guest has to have 4 letters in there.
Ivan, we'd love to have you back.
I'd love to be back. We'll see what the ratings are
Yeah.
on this podcast. I don't want
That's a good point.
episode 5 currently the episode. If it honors good review, then great. I'd love to be back. Otherwise,
Yeah.
behind the camera where I belong.
Naturally.
I think that, and I feel like I can speak for Biko and Chad and podcast on this. When I say like 2024 resolution podcast was to win some awards, and really have this podcast blow up, and that's why we brought on Ivan Traczuk.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't me
Correct.
coming in the day after. The heck am I coming on the pod?
Didn't
I
happen.
don't think that could possibly.
It was completely
anything to do
our
with
resolution. Have more guests.
Yeah, for sure. Happy that we got to have you on the third and final format of the Rain Delay podcast, which is the free-flowing and completely random version.
I had a lot
you
of
could have
notes.
thrived in either of the first two, but
I had a lot of notes on Jacksonville just in case we went back to one of the other renditions, but
Oh.
Rain Delay 2.0. All right, sweet. Burgers? You guys getting burgers tonight?
I think so.
Yeah.
Got a couple of scoobs that are out of.
We got some scoobers missing, but we can always hit one of the old faithful.
Yeah. You got burgers on the ship, didn't you?
Me and Chad did together.
Yeah, that was
Beautiful.
bottom of the list. That was the worst burger I've ever eaten in my entire life, I'll be honest.
Not surprising.
Yeah, it was terrible.
The pizza, on the other hand, phenomenal.
Oh,
Really good eggs
some
Benedict.
people say the best pizza's in New York or New Jersey, but others say it's out at sea.
Look, the thing about
Middle
Cruise
of the
Pizza is
Bermuda
it's
Triangle.
not good, but it's exactly what you. Kind of similar to Domino's.
Yeah.
Domino's
Yeah.
has its place, and I will never speak out there.
About that.
Oh, wow, perfect.
As another
This
podcast.
is great.
Yep.
Should we unpack that or should we close it down?
Nope.
All right, let's close it down. I love you guys. This was delightful.
It's great to see your
Biko.
face. Can't wait to see you in person.
See you
Puppy monkey baby.
I just shipped my bed.